garage door.
Who want that smoke? What's up, guys? Oh my gosh, so I'm just gonna give you guys some time. I know I rescheduled my live, but you guys have to bear with me because I bought an elliptical machine today and I'm very excited because I'm not letting myself go for nobody. So I'm 20 weeks pregnant. So yeah, hopefully my elliptical machine comes very, very soon. So, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Well, I guess I'll just bring this upstairs. I bought this today too. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys today. I had a couple things, like a couple topics I was actually going to talk about. I always look so crazy in my lives, but you guys get to see the real me. So, whew. All right. So today we're going to talk about traveling abroad for surgery, how to stay safe. We're also going to talk about a little bit of like, I guess, just things that you guys need to plan for, because I think that's really important. Hold on, let me catch my breath. Because I think that's really important too. I think girls are assuming that they just need to, you know, take the price of the recovery house plus the price of the surgery and think like that's all the money that they need. Hey, what's going on? So I think it's really important to talk about, you know, certain budgets. I am so out of breath from going up those stairs. That is so embarrassing. So yeah, like, and then also we'll do like a Q&A. So, I'll be taking like your guys' questions for a little bit. Anyone that's new to my page, welcome. If you guys have any reviews for recovery houses that you guys would like to send, you can send it via DM or you can also email them. So yeah, whew. All right, so let's talk about traveling abroad. I wish I was on my laptop. Let's see. Okay, because I hate holding the phone for so long. My boobs are getting so big. I've got the porn star boobs. Okay, so anyways, traveling abroad. So first off, one thing that you should be doing, which I think is really important, is that you guys need to, when you are scheduling your recovery house, you need to figure out like if you're gonna use their transportation or if you're gonna use transportation elsewhere. I think that's super important because that's pretty much the start of your journey. So if you decide that you're gonna go with their transportation, sometimes it is mandatory. You guys can all hear me, right? Sometimes it is mandatory. So that is kind of like the start of your journey. So that's the start of your traveling. So once you schedule your recovery house, if you're going to be using their transportation, obviously you want to talk about, you know, who's going to meet you at the airport, maybe ask what they look like, because that might help, you know. Ask about like where in the airport they're going to meet you. So for an example, when you fly to the Dominican Republic, you land, and this is such a bad angle of me. You land, you're going to go through customs, which is really not that big of a deal. You basically wait in a line and you hand them a piece of paper and they put a stamp on your passport. After customs, you go to baggage claim. So this is where you do not want to look like an outsider. You do not want to look like I tell girls, I don't want to see any surgery socks when I land. Yes, you're supposed to be wearing surgery socks when you do fly, but just keep in mind, like, you don't need to have like a skirt on with surgery socks. Like, just like keep it low key. When you're grabbing your stuff, sometimes there'll be people that are like trying to ask you, do you need like help grabbing your bags and your luggage and things of that sort. Try to stay away from this. Obviously, if you're smart, you're going to bring a carry-on. You're not going to like have some super huge suitcase, but maybe you're staying for a long time, so you feel like you need to check a bag and have a super huge suitcase. But I would recommend not using any airport help, especially if your Spanish is not on point. And now I know a lot of girls think they speak Spanish, but Dominican Spanish is very, very different. and they can really pick up on if you're from the Dominican Republic or if you're not from the Dominican Republic, meaning like even if you are Dominican, there are ways for them to pick up if you're just not a local person. And so that, like I said, I just want to make sure that you guys aren't making yourself a huge target. It's not something to be afraid of. I'm not saying like people are going to eat you alive, but just don't want to make yourself super, oh, I can't wait to get Botox, super, just vulnerable. So anyways, you grab your bag, then you go through this little thing, then you go through this little hallway, and then there's like this little like exit place that you're going to like walk down. And when you're walking down, that's kind of where like the person from the recovery house will meet you, or the person, like if you scheduled a different type of transportation. Do not take Uber or Lyft. It is not the same as if you're in the United States. Just trust me on this. It is not the same. Okay, so do not try to say like, oh, I'm going to save an extra $5 in taking Uber or Lyft. Honestly, it's going to be around the same price because gas is so expensive there. So yeah, so anyways, so that's kind of like something that you should prepare for. Typically, like the cool part about it is typically because there's so many surgeries. I actually learned this. There's 45,000 surgeries that happen in the Dominican Republic alone. Obviously, there's thousands of surgeries that happen in Colombia and thousands of people that travel to Miami for surgery as well. So I don't want you guys to think I'm only talking about the Dominican, because obviously I've had surgery in Miami as well, which I'll talk about shortly too. So anyways, like there's gonna be other girls typically that are flying, especially if you're going during like a busier season. So it's kind of funny, like if you're just a spectator, try to see like if you can point out who's coming for surgery. So I mean, obviously you don't have to walk up to them and be like, hey, are you at Cabral 554? Like you don't have to do that, but yeah, just like I said, keep in mind, just be really safe at the airport. Make sure you have that transportation set up for yourself. And so, yeah, after that, I think that, like I said, the budget for surgery, you need to at least, whatever you're budgeting in your head, I would say bring another $1,500 on top of whatever in your brain you're thinking that you're going to bring. How I did it, because I know a lot of girls are worried about carrying cash. I had like $8,000 worth of cash on me when I traveled. Obviously, not everyone needs to do that, but I felt comfortable enough. I put the money in my panties. Not like in them, but like just like, right here or whatever. Because I figured like if someone was going to jack my backpack or whatever, like be my guest at this point. You're going to open up a backpack of a whole bunch of pads and chucks and whatever else. So be my guest if you want to steal my pads. But yeah, so I would just say, like, you don't have to be afraid of doing that, but keep in mind, some recovery houses will allow you to pay up front. Your doctor is going to take cash. They will never, I have not seen a doctor in the Dominican Republic take credit card, and I'm pretty sure some of the Miami doctors are going to be hip to the game pretty soon too. So yeah, I mean, just be really smart on this. Like, I know some people buy fanny packs and they just kind of wear it like underneath their sweatshirt. That's another way you guys can, stay safe. But yeah, just don't look like a sore target. And, I mean, I know it's getting really exciting because I know tax season's coming. So I think, oh, Robles taking credit cards. Okay, let me find out. Most of the doctors will take cash just because there's so many girls that go there and think they're really going to scam these people. And it's really sad because honestly, like, if I went to work and I worked, 10 hours or whatever, or if I went and painted your house and you paid me a credit card and a week later, like, that money was gone, like, I would be devastated. So Colombia, I'm actually really excited. I think I might visit Colombia. I don't know. I'm really debating on who I'm going to go with my next round because I really want to find a doctor that can do a breast reduction, a breast lift, as well as the lipo at the same time because I really don't want to go under the knife too many times. So I am considering Colombia. I actually have to reset up. I know Jazzy, the Connect was on live with us a couple of weeks ago and our service was just so bad. I was like, okay, we need to reschedule that. So hopefully sometime this week or so we can reschedule that. So she knows a lot more about Colombia than I do. I would say that I'm more I'm more informed on like the Miami and the DR, just because that's where I've been and that's where I've had my surgeries. Colombia is definitely somewhere I would love to venture off to if I find the right doctor. So, so yeah, like, I mean, Colombia, I'm sure you have to be safe. You can't look like a sore. You just don't want to stick out. I think that's like my biggest thing. What I tell people, just try not to stick out. You know, pay attention to your surroundings, because you have to understand, like, there are people, you know, there are good people and bad people everywhere, and you just really want to just stay as safe as possible. So yeah, okay, so what else? I know we were talking about budgets. I almost want to put like a chart of like budgets. Like maybe I can somehow put together, like if I have 10 people that send me like their prices of what they spent, maybe that'll help you guys. I can tell you what I personally spent 3 years ago, but I don't know if the prices have changed. But I do know that you do need to have at least enough money for your surgery. When you're doing your surgery, your doctor might say, hey, do you want to add this or that? Or, hey, like, what if you did this or that? And you don't want to be like, damn, I don't have $500 more to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Just get it all done at once, would be my suggestion. So, like, for example, I added my arms and they were like an extra 500 at the time. Like I said, I did go 3 years ago, so I don't know if prices have changed. But like something like that, you should just be like, oh, okay, like I have extra money for that. Also keep in mind, like, if you do need a blood transfusion, like it is an extra cost. It's not included. So that's also something that you should really consider. But yeah, I think what else? What else? I'm trying to think of. I normally like just do these on the fly because I don't like writing notes. I did notes one time that was like a super long live. Let's talk about Miami. So my experience in Miami, I flew to Miami. Now Fort Lauderdale and Miami Airport are very close. I mean, not like they're like 10 minutes away, but they're very close. They're in the vicinity. So if you do find a cheaper flight to Fort Lauderdale or whatnot, you can also do that. It's going to be a little bit of a drive. But keep in mind, most recovery houses or transportation will not pick you up from Fort Lauderdale. Like, just make sure that you're making sure that is something that is part of their package. So Miami, I actually stayed because I wasn't getting lipo or anything. I just was doing my boobs at the time, which I did 600 cc's in both, because my boobs, when I lost weight last year, prior to being pregnant, when I lost weight, my boobs kind of deflated, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got like the mom boobs, and I'm not a mom. And so now I'm about to be a mom. And so anyways, so that's why I did that. I didn't want to get a lift because I wanted to be able to breast. Yes, I'll save it, girl. No problem. I wanted to be able to get a breast lift. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I wanted to be able to breastfeed. And so, I was like, just put the big implant in there and like, let's get it popping. So that's what I did. So my boobs were actually pretty proportionate. They weren't like super too big or whatever, until I got pregnant. And I literally went from, hey, I literally went from a 36, I was like a 30, well, actually it was a 34 double D. And then prior to becoming pregnant, I was like a 36D because I gained a little bit of weight. And then when I got pregnant, now I just got measured and I'm actually a 36 triple D. Yeah, so that's pretty terrible. I mean, not terrible, but it's like, damn. And I know I'm halfway through my pregnancy, so I'm pretty sure that at like 40 weeks or 39 weeks, however long I go, I'm probably gonna be just humongous at this point. So I'm definitely interested in getting a breast lift and a reduction. I want the mosquito bite boobs next. I definitely want to go a lot smaller, but a lot of girls that have gotten breast implants will tell you that they feel like they didn't go big enough. So after hearing that a couple times, I think that's why I decided to go. I was in between the 550s to 600, so I think that's why I was like, let's do the 600. So yeah, when the milk comes in, they're gonna be so big. I actually have a picture of like this random like meme that I saw online, and I sent it to my friends. I was like, this is what my boobs are gonna look like when I give birth and when my milk comes in. But everything happens for a reason. I'm actually doing really good with my pregnancy. I don't know, for some reason I think when you're having a boy, and this is my first child, so I don't really know, but when you're having a boy, I feel like you don't really gain as much weight as you would as if you're having a girl. I could be completely wrong, but so far I've gained, from my last appointment to now, I've gained 1 pound. So, but I just feel so, like my face just feels huge and my butt feels huge. Everything's growing but my stomach, so yeah. Oh my gosh, C to triple D during my first pregnancy. Oh my gosh. I'm definitely not ready. I'm definitely not ready. So, yeah. Any questions so far? I think we were talking about Miami for a second. I have like the worst ADD ever today. Whenever I'm like rushing home to do this live for you guys, I feel like, I don't know, it's like a little anxiety. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be home by the time I said I was going to be home. And part of the reason is because I bought an elliptical today. I'm really excited. I've got my workout machine coming because, like I said, I'm not trying to let myself go for nobody. And I figured might as well start now. And then when my son is born, I feel like I'll be able to at least work out while I'm in the house, because I don't think I would be taking like a newborn to a gym. So that is my plan. Anyone have any questions? And I'll continue with Miami. So Miami, I stayed in a hotel for this procedure just because I knew it wasn't going to be as crazy. When you're doing your breast, it's only an hour and a half surgery. And so after, I stayed at a hotel. I took my medication for a couple days, and after about 5 days, I was able to fly home. Flying home, it felt a little weird, but it wasn't too bad. Driving on like different hills felt like I could feel the pressure in my boobs. That was kind of weird. But other than that, like if you're just only doing boobs, it's so simple. It's like pop them in, pop them out, and you're on your way. So the Miami clinic that I went to was CG Cosmetics, and they did a really good job. They're definitely very high volume, so you don't expect like A1, spa treatment, but they did a really good job. So yeah, if no one has any questions, you guys have to have some type of questions. Like, what are your surgery dates? I'm really pretty in real life. I just always look so ugly on the lives. But yeah, so I was a triple D and I had a boob lift and I'm going through it. My boob opened up and it's a wound now. It's such a slow healing process. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Honestly, like with my boobs, I didn't know. The one thing I wish I would have known, because I was working out a lot and I lost a lot of weight, and then I got the boob surgery, and you're not supposed to work out for like 6 weeks. And that definitely, like, I wasn't expecting to have to like really sit down for 6 weeks. And I know with a breast lift, it's probably like longer than that. So I hope that your healing process goes well. And like I said, just keep relaxing and hopefully it goes well. Do you recommend getting BBL, lipo, and breast augmentation in one surgery? Okay, so your doctor is going to be the main person that'll be able to tell you. I remember during my surgery, I wanted him to do my boobs too, and he was like, no, that's too much time. Like, I can't keep you like in surgery for that long. But I know a lot of people that do just lipo and the breast augmentation as well. The hard part is, like, if you're gonna get a BBL and your breast done, you can't lay on your breast for 3 months, but you don't want to lay on your butt because you're gonna lose fat. And honestly, like, I don't care what people say, like, that is my theory because I've had 3 BBLs. So that is definitely my theory. Do not lay on your butt. So I don't know. It just depends. It just depends. Who was my MD at CG? I went to Dr. Freeman, and my consult, how do you say that? My consultant. My consultant was Bianca. She probably doesn't remember me. But yeah, Bianca. And I did the silicone. Honestly, you guys, like the difference between saline and silicone is like, it's such a drastic difference for such a small price difference that you really should just go with the silicone. The gummy bear implants are amazing. They feel really natural. I'm like, let me squish mine. Yeah, feel really natural. So I would definitely recommend going with the silicone. I'm 5 weeks post-op and my incision opened up a little bit. I would definitely call your doctor and see if you can get like a post-op follow-up, or at least like see if they can have like any type of advice as to what you should do when you do have scars open up. I know I had part of my tummy tuck scar opened a little bit, and so honestly, like on my scar, it's just like a little bit. I'm like, maybe I should show you. I'm like, I don't know how to explain this, but it was just a little bit more. Let me see. It's just like a little bit more red. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know. You probably can't see it, but yeah. So, you'll be fine, like, once you're finally healed, but, just be really careful, like, especially with a tummy tuck, you really want to be bent over for a while. Like, you still want to walk, but you don't want to, like, you don't want to be doing too much, you know? Getting 360 lipo and a BBL in March. I'm kind of nervous but excited. I'm scared I won't be able to sleep on my stomach for a month straight. Any suggestions? Don't sleep on your butt. That would be my main suggestions. I honestly, so when I did my tummy tuck and my BBL 2-3 years ago, I slept on my sides. Those of you that are getting hips or laterals might not be like the best suggestion for you guys, but for me, I have my own hips, so I just was trying to get on my sides. Why did I have 3 BBLs? Because I didn't have anyone running a page like this. And I'm just kidding. No, my first time, I was just so young. I was like, I wasn't even 21 yet, or maybe I had barely turned 21. I saved up $8,000 and went to my local doctor down the street. I was in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I went to a doctor that just doesn't, he doesn't specialize in BBLs, but he was like, yeah, yeah. So I literally went there. I was awake that surgery. That was so weird. And I really didn't see results. Like, I literally didn't see any results. I didn't even really see like a lot of lipo results. So that was kind of like a waste of money. And then about 2 years after that, I went to a doctor in Minnesota and I did the procedure again, a lipo fat transfer, and my results were a lot better, but still was not like, you know, it still wasn't what, I mean, it wasn't like the snatched, you know, like all these results that we see nowadays. And so when I got a hernia, I actually lost a lot of weight. My weight has gone up and down. Like, I'm just one of those girls. Like, I know how to have my weight go down. But it's just like I have to be really drastic because I'm naturally just a really active person. So, and I don't eat like crazy bad, even like when I'm at, you know, my higher weights. So it's not like, oh, okay, just stop eating McDonald's and like you'll lose weight. Like, no, because I already eat like pretty decent. So I just went really drastic. Like, I was like living in the gym. I was doing a lot of cardio back then because I really just didn't know about lifting weights at that point. So I was doing a lot of cardio and I was eating like vegetables all day long and protein shakes. Like, that pretty much was like my thing. And I had cut out, that's when I first had cut out meat. So I went vegetarian for a while and I lost a lot of weight. So then I had this huge hernia in my stomach. and I was getting a lot of pain. Like, so whenever I would eat like marinara sauce or pineapples, or like there was like a whole long list of things that like would really flare it up, and I would just like be in so much stomach pain, I'd like be crying. And so my insurance at the time was like, oh yeah, we need you to pay $3,000 like to get the hernia out. And I was like, what? This isn't cosmetic, like what the hell? And so that's when I started researching about like the DR, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna go there, they can fix my hernia. That's why I had a tummy tuck as well. And I'm just really happy with my decision. And obviously, like, I'm getting chunky now, so I'll be back somewhere. I don't know where I'll be, but I'll be back. How do you get rid of keloids? So my cousin actually had keloids appear on her scarring, and her doctor actually redid her tummy tuck, but not like the tummy tuck, but just like redid the scar for her. I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I can probably ask her a little bit because I know that she had it happen to her twice. But you know, keloids are just something that happen. It's not like anything. It's like some people are just more prone to it than others. So my tummy tuck was done by Dr. Cabral in the Dominican Republic. Oh, let's see. Oh my gosh. You had a breast reduction and you were at a triple H. I'm literally probably not going to be too far behind you guys. These things, I don't even, like, I wear sports bras. My room is a mess, by the way, but I wear sports bras all day long because they're just getting so big. I mean, everything is getting big but the belly. There's no bump. This is 20 weeks, you guys. I don't know. I'm going to the doctor this week to do my anatomy scan, which I'm really excited about. But I don't know. I just really hope my child is growing. But I know a lot of girls that have had tummy tucks, their bump doesn't really happen until like 7 or 8 months. So let's see. How many rounds of BBL? I have 3 rounds, but I really don't count the first round. I really don't consider it, honestly, because he really didn't do much. Okay, so laterals. You're not slow. I never knew what laterals were until like I, was in the surgery community. But laterals are, I'll have to show you a picture so that you can kind of see the difference. But basically when you see girls that go like, okay, hips are lower than laterals. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Oh, dang. I'm gonna have to show you a picture. I'm sorry. Laterals are just basically higher up. So when you see the girls and they have like, it's like their little bitty waist there, and then they have like a lot coming out like that, that's a lateral. And then like the hips are like more lower. And I'm really gonna have to show you a picture because that probably was a terrible explanation. How do you build up iron? Well, one, you want to research what foods have higher levels of iron. I think that's really important. Also, I did a protein shake. There was 2 that I alternated between. One is called Maximum Green Vibrance. I freaking love Maximum Green Vibrance. It has every known nutrient to mankind. It's pretty much amazing. You can buy it off in like Whole Foods. You can buy it. Sprouts actually carries it. Amazon, obviously, you can buy it off Amazon. But it's really, really good. It's got a lot of good nutrients in it. It really would help. I think it definitely would help you prepare for surgery. And then also Vega 1. Like, I still to this day, I'm probably going to drink that tonight. Vega 1 is like the bomb. So, yeah, honestly, protein shakes, if you're searching for a protein shake, make sure you're getting a high level grade of it because, everyone, like now protein shakes are so popular that everyone is like, like if you go to Target or whatever, Walmart, some of those shakes are not as high quality. And for me, I learned my lesson from trial and error. Trial and error, a lot of errors. But soy protein always makes me fat. So those Herbalifes make me fat. I tried. I was doing everything to the T and I didn't lose not 1 freaking pound. Like, I was gaining belly fat. So for me, my body personally, those don't work. Whey proteins made me bulky. Like, I'm already have an athletic body type. I was an athlete in college. So, for my body type, the whey protein did not do me justice. Vegan protein was the only thing that worked for me. It really helped slim me down. And like I said, you can use, there's a lot of different, I've tried a couple of different ones. Some of them aren't as good tasting as others, so definitely take that into consideration. But I would suggest a Vega One. Vega One you can find at Whole Foods, you can find at GNC's, you can find at Sprouts, you can find off Amazon. You can also find it at Target, but I learned that it's not the same version. So, yeah, it is a cheaper version that is at Target, but it's not the same as the version that you can buy like in a GNC or whatnot. So I wasn't scared to go to Cabral. Of course, there's crazy stories or whatnot, but I just went with my gut feeling, and I just loved his style of work. So like at the time I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna go for it, and I was really happy with my decision. But you know, there are risks of having surgery, and that's just with any doctor. So hi. Who would you rather go to for BBL, tummy tuck, and lipo, and why? Medina or Alamante? I would say what I would do if I was deciding between those two doctors is I would look at their before and afters and compare those. I would compare the scarring, because that's really important too. And then also follow girls that are going to them, like they haven't gotten surgery with them yet. Follow those girls and see like their after results, because that's something I did when I was in the process of trying to figure out who I wanted my doctor to be. And I think that that was like kind of how I decided. So that would be my best suggestions. I do that too. Really like my round one. Never happened to the point I forgot to put in my medication records. Yeah, my round one was like, I'll talk about it just so that people don't make the same mistakes that I made. But like I don't even have any pictures of like before and after at this point. Okay, so let's see. Oh my gosh, you'll be leaving day 4 post-op. Okay. What do I think of Fisher in Miami? I think he's doing some pretty good work. Actually, I've seen some good work. His results are not as drastic as some other doctors, but I would say that he's doing a good job. So, what's the reason why someone would have tummy tuck and not just lipo? So, some of the reasoning, obviously my reasoning was the hernia. I get these braces off in 3 weeks, so I know I just wanted to tell you guys that. I'm sorry. I keep staring at them. I'm like, oh, I'm just so ugly. You guys get to really see me at my ugliest. But anyways, tummy tuck. 1, hernia. That's a really big reason. Some people don't even know they have a hernia, honestly. But like mine was just, it was so big at the time. I mean, it was like that big. So that is one reason. 2 is extra skin. So especially like girls that have had babies, people that have lost a lot of weight. I would say at the time I had lost over 30 pounds. So it's like I had worked my butt off, but my skin just wasn't retracting either. So like when I would sit down, like my skin would kind of droop a little bit, like not like crazy, but like, you know, I mean, I was like 140 pounds, like when I lost all my weight. I went from 180 something to 140 something. And then when I went for surgery, I was 160. And that was because I gained weight for him to find more fat to transfer. And that was stupid, because honestly, don't gain weight for surgery unless like you have no fat on you, because I thought I was gonna be able to lose the weight after, and I literally stayed the same number, and I was like freaking out, like, oh my god, I can't lose the weight. So that would be my suggestion, is don't try to gain weight for your surgery. Are you gonna get veneers after my braces? Heck no. No, because what would be the point of me getting the braces? I honestly should have just got veneers, because I thought I was gonna have these braces on for 6 months, and it's been a year, and that was really sad. Um, and especially because I see so many specials and I know so many doctors now that I should have just got freaking veneers and I probably would have been beautiful. But hopefully my teeth look like veneers when I'm done. My braces were free through my insurance, so that was my reasoning between going with veneers or not. I mean, maybe in the future if I get bored, I'll get like the clip on veneers. So I just don't want like my teeth being like drilled down. I'm not about that life because I feel like my teeth are pretty. Like after I get these off, I'm gonna whiten the hell out of my teeth after my pregnancy. So yeah, so let's see. Let's see though. I always say I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and I end up doing it anyways. So let's see. So who do you know has gone for round 1 and was satisfied? I had a BBL in Miami and I'm not satisfied. It's been 2 years and $4,000 in the hole later. I was thinking about going to Dr. Yuli. Honestly, I wasn't satisfied in my first round. Most girls that go to some of like the more popular doctors that have gotten like they have like the more snatched like I'm trying to say this in the most politically correct way. You know, like girls that go to like these more popular doctors that are snatching souls their first round, they're more than likely gonna be more satisfied because I feel like they went with who like their dream picture was a picture that that doctor can perform, I guess you can say. But I would say this, a lot of girls go and they feel like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go for another round. Like a lot of people are like that, and so you just can't get upset with yourself, especially like depends on where you started too, you know. Don't always compare yourself to other people because like, you know, some people start off 130 pounds and then they go get surgery and then they look like the dream girl. So it's like, you know, if I'm 180 pounds, I really can't compare myself to someone that's like that, you know, that didn't really need a lot of work done. I would just say enjoy the process and like save your money and investing in yourself. Like make sure that you're a good person on the inside though. You can get a million surgeries and still not be a good person. And I think people have to realize that. Like sometimes you have to heal what you're dealing with mentally first before you go and get surgery. And I will say that like from personal experiences, from just, you know, knowing people in the surgery world, like I think that that's like something you guys, everyone should really be working on, bettering themselves internally as well as externally. Like of course we all want to look like beautiful, you know, the best that we can look, but you know, just keep in mind like that's something you have to work on too. Okay, so how do I feel about surgery consultants? um okay, I'm gonna say this. Surgery consultants, they're performing a service, right? So if you do not feel like you are capable of, you know, capable of scheduling and, you know, coordinating and things of that sort, I think using a surgery consultant is a great plan for you. But this is what I don't understand. There's people that use surgery consultants and then they complain about certain things. Like, for example, a Cabral quote is free. Getting a quote from Dr. Cabral is free. If you're going through a surgery consultant and they're charging you for a Cabral quote, you can't feel dumb or bad or whatever that you're paying for it because you're not choosing to do your own setup, I guess you could say. So it's all dependent upon what you're really trying to do. So I guess that would be like my best advice, you know, just like there's things in America that we don't really need. I'm trying to think of what we don't need. Okay, I can't think of a good enough analogy, so I'll just leave it alone. But yeah, so like I said, if you feel like that's something that you need, then that's fine. But if you feel like, you know, you're capable of picking a recovery house and, you know, picking a doctor and getting a quote and scheduling a date and booking your flight or whatnot, then it's just all It's just all in what you want to do. Okay. Did I already say the list? What's the list? Dang, did I miss something? I suck. I always try to read and dang, I'm sorry. What list are you talking about? So I'm not sure. Best doctors in Miami. I say for what are you looking for? Honestly, breast doctors. I really like Freeman. I really like Dr. Krau because I can't say his name. He was actually like my first choice for a lift, but I decided not to go with a lift. Who else is doing a really good job out there? There's a lot of good doctors in Miami. I would say that. And I would say that the prices are very competitive because they have to compete with people getting on a flight to go to DR or Colombia, you know, because it's so much closer when you're already in Miami. So I would say the pricing is very competitive. You know, there are some good recovery houses in Miami still. So, I mean, Miami's, it's a good opportunity. It's a good choice as well. Travel agents. Yes. Oh, BBL doctors. No, that wasn't the list. Okay, 3 more questions. Sorry, I'm like, this is not the list. And I promise I'm gonna give you guys like the best live that you guys have ever seen in life next week. I'm still waiting on a couple things, but I will be making lots of announcements soon, so I'm excited. I'm going to be going to a convention in New York. I'm really excited about that. I gotta book my ticket. Dang, it's gonna be cold. I'm gonna be freezing. Me and the baby gonna be in New York. What else? I might go and stop and check out some spas in New York that are pretty popular for post-op. What y'all think about that? I might go and see a doctor or two that might have been on one of my lives, depending on how much time I have. I know I always try to jam pack everything into 2 days, 3 days, but I will definitely try to give you guys the most information I can. My YouTube channel is up. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos. I learned which app to use because my YouTube channel videos look really ghetto right now. So I'm really trying. Like I said, I know they look a little ratchet, but there's some good information in them. So yep, so my YouTube channel videos will look a little bit more professional now that I know which app to use. And yeah, like I said, any questions that you guys have or topics that you guys want me to talk about, I'm definitely gonna make a list, and I'm not gonna check it twice because Santa Claus is gone, but let me get off his life. But yeah, so a lot more of fun things are coming. To anyone that's new to my page, welcome. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to help you throughout your journey. Oh, love you guys. Like I said, some of my lives be so lit and some of them I just be so exhausted, but I'm gonna be scheduling my live with Jazzy, so she's gonna answer a lot of the Colombia. Oh, thank you. Happy New Year's to you too. So like I said, I'm gonna be scheduling another live interview with Jazzy so that we can talk more about like the Colombia, and she also has a big project that she's getting ready to drop. There's so many people that are dropping like these crazy projects for you guys, and I'm just super excited. Like that's all I want to say. I'm really excited. I mean, it's a great time to be getting surgery because you guys have all the information at your fingertips. Unlike some of us, we didn't have these, you know, these luxuries. But okay, so you want to know if yours is too high. Send me your incision line for your tummy tuck. Mine is like lower. I don't know. Send me a DM, girl. We'll chat. And so like I said, Happy New Year's. I wish everyone the best New Year's. Be safe if you're going to be going out on New Year's Eve. If you recently have had surgery, girl, do not take that faja off to try to put that cute party dress on. If you're about to have surgery, please prepare your body. Please don't be smoking. Cut back on alcohol as well, because that is really like a huge factor in your safety while having surgery. And like I said, I'll be reporting live at the convention. And I'll be dropping some more surprises for you guys. So I'm out. Peace.